This week, I finally take the Firefly bus, 11.5 hours overnight from Sydney to Melbourne.
Hello from Central Station, Sydney. Today, I'm not getting a train, I'm gonna get the bus, Firefly, to Melbourne. Now, I've tried to take Firefly before, and as you might know if you watched that video, didn't quite work out. It wasn't Firefly that I went on. So now I'm gonna try and hopefully get on a Firefly overnight and see what it's like. The thing with Firefly is that it doesn't actually say where it leaves from. All the buses leave from here. Usually, the Greyhound leaves from down this way. It just says Central Station. It doesn't say what bay on my ticket. So I don't actually know where I have to get on the bus. And it leaves in half an hour. The Greyhound stop is right behind me. The Firefly one says Pitt Street, which is where I'm at, but maybe it goes from actual Pitt Street and not up at Central. So I'm coming down here and taking a look.
This does happen to be where my bus leaves. Now this is the undesirable side of Central. With some buses like Murray's leave, I'm not too sure why they don't use the bus stands at the top like Greyhound, but here we are.
Is this one going to Melbourne?
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks.
No worries.
This is our bus for the next 11 hours or so. It's a standard coach, like most here in Australia. There's air conditioning, a USB power outlet, and the seat reclines a little bit.
There's no aircon at the moment. Sweaty.
We left Central 1 minute early and slowly made our way out of the city. Now, it's the law to wear seatbelts on coaches. This one didn't seem to like me too well and made sure I was pinned to my seat. Our first pickup stop is 50 minutes after departure, in Liverpool, which is in Sydney's southwest.
Everyone just coming into Liverpool now. If we have any smokers on board that want to have a quick puff, you are welcome to jump out and do that. Please don't wander off though, because once we've got everyone, we'll continue on our journey. But this will be the last time for a smoke until we get to our first stop, which will be at Yes. Well, evening again everyone. Been a bit of passengers that just joined us. Welcome aboard our service through to Melbourne. My name's Peter and I'll be looking after you all tonight. The coach is fitted with seatbelts. It is a legal requirement to be wearing your seatbelts. We only have one drop off tonight, and that's the Gundagai on the way through. And then Campbellfield, we should get there by 5:45. If I can get there a bit earlier, I'll try. Our first stop will be Yes, about 10:30. Hopefully maybe a little bit before then. About 5:45 or so into Campbellfield, and then just after 6 into Southern Cross, I should say, in Melbourne. So sit back, relax, find a freeway, and make some miles southward.
There is free Wi-Fi on board, and while it doesn't quite work for streaming your favourite YouTuber, it is fine for things like emails and messages. Freeways are quite boring, with only traffic to look at, and not much happens in between here and our next stop, except for a little rain and some overtaking trucks. And once the sun goes down, you won't see much except the odd service station lit up along the side of the road. one of which is our first stop at Yass.
Alright, we stopped for dinner at Yass. Funny story, on the highway there used to be a sign, and it was a McDonald's sign, the big M, and it said yes. And when it spelled out, it was the big M and yes, it said my ass. It's the highlight of the trip. I don't think it exists anymore, but anyway, I'm at my ass now, and I'm gonna get something to eat. There's no one in this whole restaurant. There's another restaurant around the corner I think everyone went to, but this was just as quick. We've got over half an hour here, which is quite good, and it's not busy. The bus isn't busy, no one sitting next to me. There's only one drop off, no pickups, so our only main stops are these meal breaks, which is good. We'll get there quick, and hopefully with no dramas. 3 hours to the next stop, the next meal break. Probably sleep between now and then.
Our journey today takes us southwest, mainly on the Hume Highway. And while not the most exciting of routes, it is fast, taking us just over 11 hours to drive the 800 or so kilometers, including stops and meal breaks. The tickets cost me $65, which I purchased on the Firefly website, fireflyexpress.com.au. Our only actual drop-off tonight is Gundagai, which was an hour from Yass. From there we travel 2 hours further, to a second and final meal break at a BP truck stop in North Albury.
Well, not much sleep, I'm trying, but we're at Albury, just this side of the Victorian border. Melbourne to Sydney is actually the 5th busiest air route in the world, and this bus is actually the cheapest way to get there. The train is $95, and flights, even though people in the comments will tell you can get there for $65, you won't get one less than $100.
I did manage to get a couple of hours sleep in the end, only to be woken with the excitement of flashing lights and traffic. Now, I'm not a morning person, so I can't for the life of me figure out why so many people are awake at this time in the morning. But as we made our way to our first Melbourne stop, Campbellfield in the city's north, it's busier than I was expecting. After Campbellfield, we make our final 13-kilometre stretch right on Civil Twilight, giving us a great view of the city skyline, on the way to our final stop, Southern Cross Terminal.
Finally, I got to take the Firefly bus, and it was a Firefly bus this time. Firefly. It's been a long night. I still think Greyhound was maybe more comfortable, but you know, it's just a bus. The Sydney to Melbourne trip isn't too great, you know, it's a freeway the whole way, there's nothing to see, and that's the reason why I really take the bus. If there's nothing to see, there's no real point. Still, $65. It's probably worth it if you try to save money, but if not, just take a plane. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one.
I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please remember to like and subscribe. That means a lot. Thanks for watching.